Hello and welcome to Project Vayner episode 67. This is the documentation of my journey towards getting a job at Vayner Media in New York City. And one time every month I'm doing a live episode where I invite a interesting guest. And today we have a guest from Canada, and I'm going to show you a little video about him, and then we jump straight into the live. So the video comes here.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You want a delicious cruffin?
Got one.
Okay.
Pre-production is half the filmmaking experience. If you don't put the effort into figuring out how you're going to shoot and tell your story, you're going to have trouble editing your story natively or efficiently. That's it for me, guys. Thanks, Maddie. Back to you.
Hi, thanks for covering for me.
Hey, how's it going?
Now I think I muted you. Welcome to the live.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Matthew Paquette. I am from Ontario, Canada, and currently right now I'm working as an editor for Matti Haapoja.
Cool. And you have a really interesting job there, working close to Maddie. And I wanted to have you here on the live because I think there is a lot of things that a person goes through when reaching a job that a lot of people maybe would call a dream job, working for Maddie. So it would be interesting to hear like some of the things that you have gone through to get that job, and what you have done on your journey.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so it's pretty funny. The way I started out making videos was like my mom, when I was a kid, had a camera, and I wanted to play with it, and I wanted to edit video, so I googled best editing program and came across After Effects, even though it wasn't really what I was looking for. I found the 30-day trial, downloaded After Effects, learned how to use it, was making like 10-minute videos in After Effects, not really knowing what I was doing. But I watched a lot of After Effects tutorials and learned about masking and motion tracking. So as a kid, I was already like learning the skills that I didn't realize were going to later become part of my career. So this was when I was in like elementary school, so like grade 8, like 13 years old, and then into high school. I took like all the video classes, but I was actually more interested in computer programming, and that was kind of like my lane that I wanted to stick to. When I was in my last year of high school, this app called Vine came out, and a friend of mine posted a video, and it did really well. Like it got like 30,000 likes, and I was like, oh man, I gotta like top him. I gotta post a video and get more likes than him. So that's what I did. At the time, that was my only ambition, was to just post a video, get more likes than my friend. So I went on YouTube, found a funny video, found a way to like post it onto Vine, and it got like 120,000 likes in like 12 hours, and we were like freaking out. We're like, holy crap! Now we have to like do something with this. We can't just post videos. So we ended up actually making videos from that point, and I got into doing like VFX videos, kind of like little magic tricks and visual effects. And then I built a bit of a career doing that on Vine. Over the course of 3 years I built 750 40,000 followers, I think it was.
Wow.
So I was doing like brand deals and sorry, my cat's attacking my Christmas tree. I was doing brand deals and really monetizing the audience I built there. So that was kind of like where I built my career. Oh, and at this point, I also kind of just dropped the whole computer programming ambitions and decided to just go full video and social media. So I was doing that for a couple years and doing freelance video on the side. And then eventually I decided that I didn't want to do freelance anymore. And Maddie posted his video for his job, and I applied, made a video, and luckily I won and got it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you said you started out with like with After Effects, and then get more into. Do you working mostly in Premiere Pro now, or is it still?
Yeah. We still use all the Adobe stuff. I've tried to use like a little bit of the Blackmagic. What is that? The free one, Resolve, DaVinci Resolve. But I don't know. I didn't really want to get into it too much. I feel like once you're efficient in one, it doesn't really make sense to leave unless there's like a big feature that you need. For example, like a lot of people don't leave Final Cut once they master it. It's just there's no reason for them to. But I actually did learn a lot of Final Cut when I was in high school. It was like right when Final Cut X came out, or 10, and they were teaching it to us, which is kind of cool.
Right.
But yeah.
Is there anything that you have picked up from Vine in terms of like what can get attraction and what videos work and not, and applied it to the things that you do now?
A little bit. I'd say the one thing that really transferred over from Vine to my current job is that I kind of know how the brand deals work, and I know how brands respond and kind of what they're looking for. So in that sense, I can kind of communicate on the same terms that Maddie does. But with Vine, what I was doing was pretty different, and I was making these visual effects videos that were very short, and it was really just to like either catch the audience, or like have a laugh, or like maybe have someone wonder how I did it. But that's nothing that I was really doing on Vine really transferred over into like my job now.
Right.
Yeah.
And was it like 5 second or 10-second limit on Vine?
Yeah, it was it was 6 seconds, but you could push to 6.5.
Oh, okay.
So if you're editing, yeah.
So are you doing anything on TikTok now?
No, you know what? I don't know. I watch a lot of TikToks, but I haven't felt like I need to post anything. I've kind of like posted like some dumb videos out there, but nothing like I've really tried to like get views. I've shared some of the clips from like the 360 camera, but I don't get it. I don't get how some people get on like the For You page and others don't, and like they kind of have bias to like new accounts, and they kind of give you a try. I think I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, I've been trying it out a little bit, and there's really a big difference on the reach. I have like some videos that have 20 views, and some video has like 10,000 views. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about how it is to work for Maddie, and how like a life or a work day looks like for you. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, so I work like usual, like Monday to Friday. Not really 9 to 5, but sometimes 9 to 5. And sometimes later, sometimes shorter. It's when I first started, I thought like 2 videos a week was like nuts. Like, how are we gonna do this? Like it was pretty tough at first. But then we were eventually doing daily vlogs. So we did a month of videos every single day, and like, and that was a couple months ago. I never thought that when I started, I would be doing like the amount of editing as efficiently as I am now. Like it took my skills from like a 3 to like a 8 in a year. So but other than that, it's really fun. Every day is a new adventure. It's kind of fun that we're always like doing like fun stuff. Like we're playing with new tech, all the cameras. If there's anything we want to use, we'll either find it or borrow it, or like we have a connection to someone who can get it to us and we can do a review about it. But yeah, no, it's super fun. It's always a different day.
Yeah. And how much like creativity do you have in the editing, and how much does Matt or
Right.
Maddie tell you how to
Yeah,
edit?
so I would say like usually like usually we're pretty much on the same page. But sometimes I'll throw in like a little like creative edit or something, and most of the time he's like he likes it or he's down for it. But usually the way like your typical video, so if it's a tutorial, usually what would happen is we shoot the video, I edit it, and then he would watch it, and then if he wants to make any changes, he can, or whatever. So I'd say like I do have creative freedom, but I mean he always has like the final edits, you know.
Right.
But there's a lot of decisions that I make that I don't, you know, like I do have to make decisions. So there's that responsibility. Like he's not telling me how to do everything. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Yeah.
you said that you have you're editing faster now than when you started there. So what are like some of the stuff that you've learned in how to cut down on the production time?
Yeah, well, day one, I learned speed ramping. Didn't know what that was. Like I've never needed to speed ramp a clip before. But sorry, your question was, what are some of the things I improved on, like very quickly? Or?
Oh yeah. To be more like productive and effective.
Yeah, I got used to file management and just kind of like having my own way of doing things and sticking to that. That helps a lot. At one point, I even wrote scripts because I did come from like a little bit of a computer programming background. I wrote scripts for Premiere that ran separately, so I could do things like export video with the preset that I want, and it'll automatically export. It's like one click of a button, or stuff like apply the color grade preset for this camera or that camera. So I had different buttons for each camera, and it would automatically do it all. That sort of stuff. But I'd say overall, just kind of like getting like scrubbing through a video, knowing all your ins and outs, and then just getting really efficient. The funny thing is, Maddie, when he does his like talking headshot, I've noticed patterns. So like if he starts a sentence, usually he's gonna do it again. So like you start to pick up on that kind of stuff. So you kind of have an idea of like when you know that there's gonna be like a cut that you need to adjust, and yeah, you can kind of like predict them accurately.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you try to like if he says something wrong, do you keep it that way, or do you try to take away as much as possible to make it like shorter and have more tempo?
Yeah, I would say there's different cases for everything. So, for example, like a vlog, we try and keep those as like tight and quick as possible, because nobody wants to watch a long, dragged out vlog. But if it's something very informational, like we did a backpack review that just came out, and it wasn't too long. It was about 16 minutes, but there was a lot of info there and like a lot of stuff to cover. But if it was like, say, a vlog and it was all about one topic, you might not want to sit there for 16 minutes. Maybe it's like a 10-minute video. So we try and shorten things when they need to be shortened. For example, the Tesla video we posted a few weeks ago, there was so much footage we didn't use just because we rolled all day, and you just can't put it all into a video, right? You gotta select. But for the most part, like if I cut back on stuff, I don't think Maddie's ever said, "Can we put that back in?" Like it's always good that we cut back, and I try and keep it very, very fast paced for the most part, especially for a vlog.
Right.
But yeah.
And do you, because you have a YouTube channel as well, but you haven't had that too long?
No. Yeah, so this was back when I was doing Vine. It
Mm.
was sort of near the end of Vine. Everyone was kind of moving over to YouTube and doing other things. But I think I quickly found that YouTube wasn't quite for me. Like I enjoy making videos, but I don't know, there's always something about being behind the camera, being the editor, and like that was kind of where I knew my strengths were. Um, so I didn't really pursue YouTube too much, but I do have a channel. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
post on there in the future, you know.
So when doing the After Effects stuff, you
Mhm.
said that you're doing some like scripting. Is that something that you learned before, or did you pick up on that after learning After Effects?
That was after After Effects. Sorry,
Mm.
I learned programming after high school when I went into college,
Okay.
which I ended up dropping out to do video.
Mm.
But I so all my programming knowledge helped me with coming up with scripts and stuff for After Effects, and I was doing Premiere stuff as well. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'd like to learn a lot more. Like there's just so much to learn. Like I would love
Mm.
to know JavaScript and web development, but you know, maybe one day.
Yeah. So when you're not editing,
Hmm.
like, i- do you struggle sometime uh, to let go of the like film making thinking and to like, uh, how do you say it? Like turn off the brain and focus on something else, or do you always think like a video editor like 24/7?
Sorry, can you hear that?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna go fix that. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so.
Good question.
Hmm?
Um, I would say like one thing I learned with Maddie very quickly is he's very much work life, family life.
Hmm.
So he really encourages like this work life balance.
Right.
So in that sense, it really does help to kind of disconnect. Like for the past pretty much the past year, me and my fiance were planning our wedding, but now we're married, so I
Mm.
don't have a wedding to worry about. But that was my life. So
Mm.
it was go to work and then focus on the wedding. So it was like there was like this clear like stop. And usually there's not usually anything to do in the evening. Sometimes I upload a
Mm.
video in the evening for the following day, but for the most part, it's very much like go to work, leave work. Try and like so it's good. And on the weekends, there's not really anything going on either.
Right.
So in that sense, it's really good. Um, and for me personally, kind of like the way I know a lot of people kind of get stuck in the work mindset. For me
Mm.
personally, I find having a good group of friends and being very social uh, is a good way to kind of like disconnect from work and focus on something else.
Yeah, cool. Hey, congrats to the marriage, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was just a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was October 5th is when we got married.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. It's been good.
Yeah. And how is it working with um like how is your relationship to work with her? Is is it easy to combine the work with the like the work-life balance that you talked about?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I'd say I think like it's kind of like every evening is once you sorry, I've never had a 9 to 5 job before, so to all of a sudden jump into this full-time gig where I'm working like roughly 9 to 5, and I do commute about 45 minutes every day as well.
Mm.
So there's that as well, but um, I've kind of just like you kind of schedule your life
Mm.
like once you're in that mode, and that's kind of what I do now is like every evening is like when we spend time together, and during the day we're both working, so it works really well.
Cool.
And it's nice having other friends who are also on 9 to 5s.
Yeah. And would you prefer working the way you do now, or would you have it more like flexible?
I know. I think I like the way it is.
Mm.
Like it is very flexible. Like for example, this week, my car had to go to the shop. It was so
Mm.
the heat stopped working on it, and we're in like a snow blizzard right now. So, yeah, I couldn't get to work. But like there wasn't much of a problem. Like there was a little bit of work I could do at home, but for the most part, like it wasn't a super big deal. Or sometimes I come in like a couple hours late, if I have to do things in the morning.
Right.
So. Yeah, no, it's good, and like sometimes I don't actually. So for example, if we shoot a video in the morning, I don't actually get to editing till like noon or even sometimes 1,
Mm.
especially when we were doing the daily vlogs. So in that sense, I theoretically could have shown up at like 12 or 1 and
Mm.
still gotten the same amount of like work done.
Right.
But getting up at like in the morning and showing up first thing in the morning,
Mm.
you're always gonna like feel more productive, and it's just better to be in that mindset, I think.
Yeah. And is it because I think you sit in the room next to where Maddie's sitting?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like in the foyer area, and
Ah, okay.
he's in the studio.
Right. And
Yeah.
um, because I know Peter was there before, right? In the
Yeah.
same place.
Yeah, so Peters now has his own office,
Mm.
but it's he's run into um, some like problems with getting it all set up. So
Mm.
he's still kind of like in our office, but I know
Right.
he has like a little home studio that he films in, and he has an editor as well. And his editor actually sits beside me at the
Oh,
office. He's a good guy.
yeah.
He if you watched the Thunderdome challenge with the Maddie editor job, he was also in there. So
Mm.
Peter, and I like quietly pulled someone out of there too.
All right. So
Yeah.
was he actually applying for like the job that you have?
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
cool.
both applied for the same job, and it just worked out that it made more sense for Maddie to hire me. But
Yeah.
then uh, Peter offered him a job as well.
All right.
Um, so he has his own strengths. He's a more mature editor than I am, and He's been working like downtown in the city for many years. Sorry, many years. But
Mm.
yeah, that's good. It all worked out. But yeah, no, it's funny because I actually watched more of Peter's videos because like I mean I think everybody has seen a bit more of Peter than Maddie, right? But
Right.
I watched more of Peter's videos, and when I got the job, it was kind of cool to meet him. But at the same time, you can't be a fan
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah. And for anyone watching that don't know about Peter, it's Peter McKinnon. And I think they have been friends for a while, Peter and
Yeah,
Maddie.
yeah. I'm not too sure if they knew each other before YouTube or because of YouTube.
Right.
But yeah,
So yes, I guess you can like pick up things from each other, both the other guy that is working for Peter and you
yeah.
and Maddie.
Totally. Every once in a while, we're
Mm.
like sharing like editing tips and like tricks and whatever. So it is nice to have them around. So
Yeah.
I'll miss it when they leave.
Yeah.
Just yeah. But we'll be a lot more productive because Peter likes to not be productive and shoot us with Nerf guns and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked with a friend earlier today about
Yeah,
having a goal, and even if you not reach the goal, that like doors can open along the way.
totally.
And I think for the guy now working for Peter, that's a
Hmm.
great example of that. Applying for a job for Maddie, and then ending up getting a job for Peter. So
Totally.
resulted in
Yeah, I
something good
think
anyway.
that happens all the time.
Mm.
You're going for one thing and something else happens. Like
Yeah.
um, um, what was it? I was gonna say so for no, I don't know. Forget it. No, but yeah, Kirk is a great example of that.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah. So so the purpose of this vlog, as I said in the beginning, is to
Mhm.
like document my journey towards getting a job at Vayner Media. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting to hear your story and how you got the job for Maddie. And I
Mhm.
think that a lot of times you have to kind of think outside of the box and to be creative. And I know a couple of people that have gotten job at Vayner Media, like one guy that did a rap video instead of
Mhm.
sending in like a CV, and another guy that was kind of providing value and helping with a group on Facebook for Gary, and then
Mhm.
like randomly he got invited when Gary had a speech and he was asking a question. So yeah,
Nice.
it's really interesting with like what can happen if you're just be creative and try to put things out there and try different
Totally.
ways.
Actually, that reminded me of what I was saying. When the Vine stuff that I did, like that really opened up doors to another career. Like I didn't think I would be doing video editing and working with brands and doing content for them and their social media. And that was all just because I made some I made some videos on Vine. So it was really cool.
So when you're mentioning brand videos, what is
Mhm.
kind of the approach for landing a brand deal if you haven't done that before?
Mhm. I would say one if you wanted to go the way I did it, I built an audience first, and then agencies approached me. So I didn't do
Right.
anything other than just make content. That was my only strategy, and it wasn't very intentional. That was just the way it worked out. Um, if I was doing it now, I would probably still try and build a platform and have build good relationships with agencies. That's probably, I think, the best way to do it.
Right. And do you have like any other kind of um, passive income, like for example ads or any like digital products that you sell? I'm thinking of maybe some
Yeah.
VFX stuff or something like that.
Yeah, so I actually do still make money off my Vines, which is kind of crazy. So there's like networks that will take your videos and put them on like the YouTube compilations, and you make revenue that way. So that's like my main side passive income sort of thing. I've been doing stock video with a website for a while. And that was good. I just kind of haven't found the time to continue making stock footage. So I think that one's gonna probably not be there in the future, but I'm gonna try and replace that with others. I still do a bit of freelance. Maddie generously gives me lots of freelance time, so
Right.
so I can go do my own thing, which is really great. The only problem is once you take on a full-time job, you got to be really selective with what you do, like taking time off. So you can't be taking the little jobs because it's literally not worth it for you.
Right.
But the problem is if you don't take the little jobs, they don't ask you to do the big jobs because they've already found someone else. So they're going to find someone else to do the little jobs,
Yeah.
and then now you're stuck. You're no longer you're no longer on their radar.
Right.
So sometimes it's good to take those little jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know what it's going to lead to.
Yeah, totally. So it's always good having good relationships with agencies that can keep you in their loop.
Right. So
Yeah.
like how many years have you been doing editing now since like the first edit you did?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm 23 now, and I probably made my first video when I was 12 or 13. So I would say 10 or 11 years. Yeah.
Right.
we had me and a friend actually had a YouTube channel
Mm-hmm.
way back in the day, like early YouTube, and the only problem is that it was full of copyright music. So we
Oh,
would make videos with music,
yeah.
and the only problem is back then, if you got 3 strikes, they would like delete your channel.
Oh,
So our channel got wiped out. It didn't last.
yeah.
So it's unfortunate.
So everything wasn't better on YouTube before.
Yeah, not everything.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
complaints about all the different rules that they are implementing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at least you can use copyright music and they just kind of revoke
Mm.
like features and monetization.
Yeah. So
That's not bad.
if you would meet yourself now, like the Matthew that just started with video editing, what kind of advice would you give him?
Sorry, if I met me when I started.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Advice. Well, I would say get on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
quicker. I feel like I kind of missed that train where all these Viners moved to YouTube. Like I'm friends with all the big YouTubers like Logan Paul. Sorry, big Vine YouTubers like Logan Paul and like Lele Pons and those guys. So like I know them from Vine, but they got on YouTube right away, and I feel like I should have done it sooner. Because I think now I've kind of missed the opportunity to use my Vine audience. So now it's different, but at the same time, would I have even enjoyed making YouTube videos? I feel like I would have just been doing it to carry on something that I've already done.
Mm.
So
how important is it for you to feel that you like, because it's still a job, how important is the money compared to like how much you enjoy doing it?
that is a very good question. I've actually been offered other jobs while working with Maddie, and have turned them down even though they paid me more. I just know that I don't want to be working at an agency, working my butt off on videos that I don't care about and like I know nobody else cares about. So the nice thing working with Maddie is that I know I'm making videos that people care about, and that it's actually just good content. And I'm pretty proud of the videos we make and the work we do. So in that sense, I'm very I completely lean towards like take the pay cut and enjoy what you do. Yeah.
Right. And if we are looking forward the following upcoming years, is there anything like any goal you have in the stuff that you do, like any specific project that you want to do or stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, you just reminded me. I actually do as well. Some of the products we sell with Maddie, I do make a little bit of commission if I made them, like if I helped develop them. So there is that also as passive income. But I'd say like, sorry, your question was goals for the next year. Is that what you said?
Yeah, if it's like any
Yeah.
specific project that you're interested in doing, or any skill that you want to learn.
Yeah. I want to find ways to build my own freelance, whether that's starting in like an actual company or just finding better freelance relationships with other companies, and just finding like really good side gigs and other passive incomes.
Right.
That's kind of my approach right now, because like the job that like working with like as an editor for Maddie it's fantastic and I love it, but I know that I need to kind of expand my portfolio, what I'm doing, and I got to be doing it in a smart way, and whether that's like learning programming on my own time and then finding ways to make money that way. Yeah, that's kind of my loose rough goal. I don't really know.
Right.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah. And you said that you are doing products with Maddie. So what kind of products are they?
So we sell motion graphics. Currently working on two more packs actually. The first one was a little experimental for us, as far as what we could create and how we could package it and sell it. But there were a lot of things that could have been better. So what we're hoping is that the next couple packs that come out are going to be up to a higher standard, better customization and automation. So when we put in text, it'll automatically, adjust the animation based on the size of your text.
Right.
Stuff like that. So and that also involved a lot of scripts and things that I had to learn, and yeah, that's good.
So those packages that you're talking about, like for a real beginner in video editing, can you explain a little bit about how that works and how you can create stuff like that?
Totally. So that's actually we do. They are kind of targeted for people who want to, increase their production quality, but not have to, put in too much work. So what they are basically just drag and drop animated titles. So if you want to have a lower third, which is text at the bottom of the screen, if you want to have text at the bottom of the screen that animates in nice and clean, we want to just make a drag and drop product for you. So that's kind of what these motion graphics are. They're all for Premiere. Unfortunately, we don't know how to make anything for Final Cut.
Right. And that's is it the Mogart file that you're creating?
Yeah, we're creating those Mogart files.
Right. Cool. So building up some different types of income and doing some different types of jobs sounds like a good life.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're trying to build it. Also, what time is it for you right now? Is it like midnight?
It's 1:43 right now.
Oh, 1:43. Oh my gosh, man, you are dedicated to this.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, when you can be guests from all over the world, so then you need to adapt sometimes.
Totally. Well, I hope you don't have to wake up early.
Oh no. So I'm freelancing myself, so that's a benefit with freelancing, to be able to control your own working days.
Totally.
So that's really good. I think we are going to end it here soon. But
totally.
I think it was really interesting to hear what you're doing and like the stuff you have done before. And is there anything else that you want to share, like any news that you have or any advice, or it could be whatever?
Honestly, I think if you want to get out there and create your own like social media presence, I think you just need to do it, and don't think too hard about what people are going to think, or if it's your best work or not. I think you gotta make 100 terrible videos before you can make a good one. I think I heard that from another YouTuber today, and I really like that.
Right. So you would suggest rather making a lot of content and try different things than like making one that you think is perfect.
Yeah, I think that's the where we are in social media right now, is that you need to just put out as much as you can, and learn as much as you can by creating, like every day, or 3 times a week, whatever it is for you. I think that's kind of like the new approach. Or I think back in like early YouTube days, it was a little different. You could put out a great video, like put all your like effort into it, and it could do great. And I think those still do exist, but I think you're gonna maybe find more success by putting out a lot, learning a lot. And Maddie's slogan is learn, make, repeat.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So if people want to like get in contact with you and follow you on social media, is it Instagram and Twitter that you're most active on?
Yeah, mostly Instagram, Twitter. Matthew Paquette, same thing on both of them. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that's where you can catch me. Catch me in Maddie's videos every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Right. And yeah, people have been able to see your social media handles during this live also, and I will put them down in the description so people can find you there.
Sweet.
And yeah, thank you so much for joining this live today.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. So and to the guys watching, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.